So the tools that we'll need for this repair are a Phillips screwdriver with an extension if you can, a needle nose pliers, some hose clamp pliers, a flashlight, a bucket to catch some water in, and a towel for any excess water. Alright, we are on a front load GE washing machine that's not draining. So right now we do have water inside of the tub and have hit cancel or start pause, and we can hear the drain pump running but no water is going out. So the first thing we're going to do is open up our pump and check for any debris in there and go from there. Alright, so what we're going to do here is open up our pump filter housing, and we do have a bucket in the bottom because with the water in there we're definitely going to have water coming out. Try and do it a little at a time. So inside of here is a filter that should normally catch any large objects. So here's the filter itself, and it is completely clean. So we're just gonna look inside of there and see if we can't see anything in there. At this point, with the power removed, you can put your finger in and feel the impeller, see if there's anything in there. This is a 120 volt motor on here, and there should be some resistance on there. This one spins completely freely, so we know that we have a bad motor. We are now going to replace our entire drain pump assembly, and we're going to begin by removing the 2 Phillips mounting screws on each side of the main housing. And there's number 1. And this one, it's hard to see and a little hard to get to as well. We'll get in there. Get that one out of there. With that gone, we can actually remove the pump, and it's fairly free. We're now going to remove our 2 electric connections. Now we're going to remove the hose clamps, and while we have already drained this unit, there's no doubt that we're going to get some extra water. So we're just going to put a towel in the general vicinity and take our hose clamp pliers and slowly remove the so we have a little bit. Now's a good time just to make sure that there's no additional debris in the tub to hose or tub to pump hose. We're also going to take off the drain hose. And this is notched right here to be lined up with the new part. So now we can completely remove our old drain pump. So now we're going to put in our new drain pump. And the first thing that we'll do is attach our hoses. So on goes the clamp, and we will put on our drain hose first and get it right in the notch. And then position our hose clamp in its original position. Next is the tub to pump hose. We'll get that lined up. Put on our hose clamp pliers. Make sure it's fully seated. And get this guy on straight. There we go. And now we're going to reattach our electrical connectors. This is a AC motor, so these can go on either way, it does not matter. With those attached, now we can just line up our pump. There are two little prongs on there that need to line up and come through here. Finally, we will reattach our mounting bolts. There goes the easy one. And we'll get the one on in the back. And then we'll be checking for leaks and running the washing machine after our repair. Alright, we're fully seated and now we're going to run it. We're now going to test our repair by putting the machine into Diagnostics. We have it unplugged right now. We're going to plug it back in and put it into Diagnostics within 30 seconds of plugging it back in by hitting the signal delay start until it goes into Diagnostics. Here we go! So our machine is plugged in. Signal, delay, start, signal, delay, start. And the first thing that'll happen is it will lock the door and show it locked up here, and then we'll get a display showing that it goes into Diagnostics. Underneath here is a tech sheet with all this information. So the first thing that we're going to do is put it on 08 and hit start, and it'll start the pump to begin with, but then it will start by filling. So right now we can hear the pump running and know that it's running. Right now it's filling with hot water, so now is a good time to check for leaks and watch as the water rises in the tub. There is no leaking. It's also a good time to just make sure all your clamps are on right and hoses are lined up correctly. We can see the hot water cascading and filling up the tub. So now we can hit the start pause button to end this portion of the test and move on to the T06, which is the pressure switch test. The first thing it'll do is get rid of all the water and then fill up at each individual level, and so it starts at empty and then starts filling it up, and at the end it will pump it all out. So once it gets on there, you hit start and it'll start filling. And you can that checks quite a bit of things. Your water valves, make sure that there are no leaks, checks your pressure switch. It just takes care of a lot all at once. So right now it's definitely filling and you can see water rising up. At this point already there would be a constant supply of water at your pump, so it would be a good time to check for leaks. So now it actually shows that it has reached the first level. And if you hit start again, it will continue to fill to check the second level. And then there would be one more, and then it'll pump out. And this will just be a very thorough check of the system. So we have achieved our second fill level, and we're going to hit start again to continue to fill to its maximum level. Well, once that happens, we can continue on with our testing. I recommend constantly checking for leaks just to make sure. And so far so good. Alright, so we're almost at the end of our diagnostic cycle. The water is about up to there, so we're getting a good leak test of the entire system, and we're achieving our main wash level. Shortly after this, we'll get to our overflow level, and the drain pump will start pumping our water out. We just want to catch it here and still constantly looking for any sign of leakage. Make sure our filter housing is on nice and tight. All of our struts look real good. So we've reached our main level and advanced it to the next stage. At this point, our drain pump is running. All the water is going down. We have no leaks. We went to the back, checked for any leaks on the drain hose, and everything is good.